Alright guys, today we are going to install some Thrashin Apex passenger boards here on 24 Road Glide. Getting it installed, it's going to be pretty simple. We'll go through it. You do need to buy a board bracket from Harley for this. The single bracket that is stock with the vehicle or with the bike doesn't work, so you need to get a board bracket. It's about another 160 bucks or so, I think, to order it, plus the boards themselves. But we'll get started with the install. It's pretty simple. Let me know what you think. All right, we'll get started. It does have a snap ring on the side here that will need to be removed. I'll try to send a better photo of it in the video, kind of show you what it looks like, but we'll get this thing off. Alright, now that you got the snap ring off, just give this a push here on the end. It's going to pop right out. No longer need that anymore. It should come right apart. Feel free to hang on to all these parts if you want to put it back on later in life, but it's time to put on the new bracket. Got two bolts right here. Bolts need to come off. Alright, got the bracket off. Put the bolts in the bracket aside. The new kit's going to have new bolts and the new bracket to put on there. Alright, we're going to be putting the new bracket back on. We're going to have three bolts, it looks like. One on the lower, one in the middle. It seems like you can't get that fully tightened for some reason. And then one on the top. The top one doesn't have Loctite. Already put it on, so just put a little blue Loctite on. You should be good to go. So let's get this installed. For reference, I'm going to be keeping it at the normal height. Middle one's more of just a set. Put the bottom one in. Won't quite tighten it yet. And the top bolt, I am throwing just a little bit of blue Loctite on there, along with the washer that is provided. Okay, so the fun thing about Harley is it just doesn't seem like they care about how tight it is. So from what I can see, they always give ranges on foot-pounds, inch-pounds, of what it should be. From what I gather, it should be about 40 foot-pounds on the top and roughly 50 inch-pounds on the bottom. So we'll get started with that. So here we're going to put the boards together here. Start on the first one. You have your bracket here that comes with the Thrashin Apex passenger boards. What you'll do is you want to Loctite these, both of them. They're going to both go through this hole and this hole to connect to the board itself. On the back side of this, you're going to see some holes right here with a little indent. That indent is where the ball bearing goes into. That's what locks the board up into place when you fold it up. Now these indents are going to make a little bit more sense, or these holes are going to make a little more sense. You put these holders inside there, you screw them in, and once we get a little farther in the video, you'll see why the posts that connect the boards to the bracket on the bike go through this and then into the bracket there too. Once you have them set in place, you will tighten these down to keep those posts secure, and so they don't come out. And that way the board is then attached to the bracket itself. So you'll see a little bit more when I get farther into it. Okay, next you're going to want to put this spring right down in the center of that bracket there. Most importantly, the kit comes with 2 little ball bearings. Put it right on top of that spring. Kind of balances there. Next, you're going to want to get the board itself and basically set it down and apply pressure on that spring. What's going to hold that board together to this bracket right here is going to be 2 of these posts, and they're going to go inside of each side here and push into the bracket. Now on the back of the bracket there, those 2 Allen wrench size screws are what you tighten down once it's in on the bracket to secure those posts from not coming out. We'll get it all put together here and show you kind of what it looks like. So alright, now that we got those posts in both sides of the bracket going through the boards, it secures it. Now on the back side, might be a little hard to see. Those screws that we talked about earlier, right here and right here, tighten down and then secure those posts inside of there. So now it is installed, operational, kicks up and down. That ball bearing and spring is what secures it into these little grooves once it goes down and up to hold it where it needs to be. So pretty easy install. Love the boards, they look great. They're going to be great this summer once we go on some trips. A little more room for my passenger to put her feet forward or back and rest it on there versus having a single peg. There's not a lot of options there for movement. So I think she'll enjoy it. I'm going to get the other side installed, but it's going to be the exact same as this side, so should get the gist of it. Let me know what you think.